everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if it's not your first time here, thanks for coming back. So today we've got part 4 of my Declutter series, and we're going to be going through blushes, bronzers, highlights. I've got a lot of stuff, so we gotta get this going. Just a disclaimer, I've got a lot of makeup. This is not my full-time job. I really feel like I wanna get rid of a lot of stuff because I feel like I have too much stuff for one person to use. And my boyfriend has 4 sisters and a teenage niece, so I will be passing stuff on to them or throwing stuff out that's just really old and gross. We're gonna start with the blushes first. So I've got quite a few blushes down here, mostly drugstore stuff, you guys. That's really where I shop the most, is the drugstore. I'll start with Milani first. So I've got 3 Milani blushes. So I've got 2 of their baked blushes. This first one is more of like a berry toned. It's called Berry Amore. And then I have the all-time classic Luminoso. I've had this one for years. I absolutely love Luminoso. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Just this beautiful peachy color with a slight golden reflect to it. Just so pretty. The Berry Amore one is not my favorite, I'll be honest with you. In general, I don't love luminous blushes, especially when they have glitter in them. I don't like that look on my cheeks. I feel like it just emphasizes my pores, and I find with a lot of shimmery, luminous blushes, they don't have much of a base color to them. As we go on, I'll show you more of them that I use more as like blush toppers. I don't feel like I use them on their own. This Berry Amore one is just extremely, there's not a lot of base to it, and it's very glittery. So for me, I don't love the Berry Amore. I am going to declutter that one, but I am going to keep Luminoso because I really love this one. Okay, and then from Milani, I have one of their old school powder blushes. This is a matte blush. This is in the shade Romantic Rose. It's just a matte blush, more of like a rose color, obviously. It's pretty. I've had it forever and ever, and I really don't use it. So I am going to pass this one on. I like this blush formula. It's definitely more of like a buildable blush formula. It's not super pigmented, which I prefer in a blush, but I don't use it, so I am gonna pass it on. Okay, then I've got a bunch of e.l.f. blushes. So I love e.l.f. as a brand in general. I think they've just got amazing, amazing products. So I've got 3 shades. The first shade is Always Rosy, this deeper rose color. Super pretty, especially when I have more of a tan. I love this color. Very, very nice. Then I have the shade Always Cheeky, which is probably one of my favorite blushes in my entire collection. It's just this perfect, subtle peach color. It's so pretty. It's so, so pretty. And then the last one I have is Always Punchy, which is a little bit deeper of a peachy pink color, but still so, so pretty. These primer infused blushes are so nice. The formula is like perfectly buildable. It's not overly pigmented, but it doesn't look like chalky or dry on the cheeks. It's just so perfect. And they retail for $6, and they do occasionally go on sale. So I would definitely suggest, if you're looking for like a good affordable blush, to pick up one of these. And there's also so much product in these, I will never get through them. But with that being said, I am going to keep them because I absolutely love all 3 of these. Okay, and then next I have 2 of their bite size, what are these called? I don't have the name, but they're like the bite size duos. The top one is in the shade White Peach, and the bottom one is in the shade Spiced Apple. I love these. Now, looking at them, they look extremely similar. The only difference is this one is just slightly deeper and this one's slightly lighter. So I think I am going to keep White Peach, and I'm going to declutter Spiced Apple, just because this highlighter color is too deep for me, and this one matches me better. And if they're so similar, I don't really think I need both. I really like this whole formula. Both the highlighter and the blush are very buildable. Once again, like they're not overly pigmented, which I really appreciate, because sometimes, especially blushes, when they go on too pigmented, they're just so hard to blend out, and it makes you look like you're kind of like a clown or something. So that's White Peach. So pretty. So, so pretty. So I will be keeping White Peach, and I will be decluttering Spiced Apple. Okay, and then I have this Essence The Blush. This is in the shade Beloved. Really pretty, just pink blush. Again, very buildable, very easy to blend out, and it is so affordable. I think these are like $2 or $3. Absolutely well worth it. Just like a universal pink color. I will be keeping this one. Okay, Wet n Wild. You guys, again, these are like all under $5. They're so affordable. This is one of my favorite warm tone blushes. It's so yummy. Like, I love these colors for fall time and summertime. I just think they're so pretty. If you have like a warm tone eye look on, just to pop this on the cheeks. This is in the color Mellow Wine. This one is a little more pigmented. You have to be careful with these blushes that you like tap off the excess and just be very light-handed with it. But I think they're really nice, and I will be keeping this one. This is the NYX Sweet Cheeks Matte Blush, and this is in the shade Rose and Play. Love this blush. I love it. It looks really intimidating in the pan, like a neon pink, but on the cheeks, it looks so pretty for like springtime flushed pink cheeks. I've really been getting a lot of use out of this. I had this in my spring makeup drawer and I used it a lot, and I used it in conjunction, actually might as well just mention it. I used it in conjunction with this Fenty Beauty cream blush in Petal Poppin'. So I would put this on first. I know it looks kind of gross, I'm sorry. And then I would top it, and then I would top it with this, and it was just like the prettiest pink cheek look. I'm going to be keeping both of these because I think they're just wonderful. Okay, so this is the Burt's Bees Toasted Cinnamon. So I've heard a lot of people talk about this blush, how wonderful and amazing it is. I've tried it a few times and I just don't really love it. I feel like it doesn't look like a blush on me, it looks like a bronzer. So I might as well, if I want that look, I'll just use my bronzer on my cheeks and not have to go in with a second extra step by using this one. On me, it just looks very brown. It just looks like a warm tone bronzer, excuse me. And it is quite like shimmery, which is not my favorite. So I will be decluttering this one. Okay, and then I got this Kylie Cosmetics blush on Ulta. They have been for a little while putting all of the Kylie Cosmetics products on super duper duper sale. So this I got for like $8 and it was originally 20 something dollars. This is the shade We're Going Shopping. This blush is absolutely beautiful. Again, just like a peachy apricot color. It blends out really beautifully. It's a matte blush, which I prefer. And I actually wore this yesterday. I put my makeup on in the morning. I went to work. I went out for dinner. I came home and I had this blush on for, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours. And it was still like extremely vibrant on my cheeks at the end of that 8 to 10 hours. It was crazy. Like I've never had a blush that lasts as long as this one did. So definitely, I would suggest going on Ulta's website because I believe they still have some of the blushes available. And I think they're down to $5 to $8 or something. I highly suggest this, so I will be keeping this one. Okay, this is one of the Tarte blushes. This is in the shade Harmony. This is one of their Amazonian clay blushes. I love these blushes. I think they're great. They last a really long time on the skin. They are very buildable. They're not super pigmented and they're easy to blend out. But I am going to pass this one on just because I feel like this is a color that I've already got, you know, even compared to the Kylie blush. It's pretty similar. It's a little less peachy, but I don't think I need this in my collection, and I've got a bunch of blushes, clearly, so I think I'm gonna pass this one on. Okay, then I have this Cover FX blush duo. This is so beautiful. This is in the shade Warm Honey. Love this blush duo. This blush, I don't really use the shimmer side. I have used it on my eyes before, but again, I'm not a huge fan of like a glittery, metallic-y type of blush. I just don't love that. But I love the matte blush side, love it. So I will be keeping this. These are very pigmented. You only need like the tiniest bit. And it does look like a pretty deep color, but I think it's really pretty, especially like fall time. It's just like this warm, very like warm wine color. I love it. So I will be keeping this one. Okay, and then this is one of the few luminous blushes in my collection that I really like. This is from M Cosmetics. It's the Heaven's Glow Magic Hour blush. First of all, the packaging is so nice. It's got a magnetic closure, which I love. And it's this shimmer. It's not shimmery, but it's definitely got a glow to it. It's like a peachy pink. So pretty. See, it's got a sheen to it, but it's not sparkly, which I appreciate. And as you can see, I just swatched it, right? You can barely see it. It definitely does not have much of a base color to it. I exclusively use this as a, look at that, how dirty that is. I exclusively use this as a blush topper. If I don't feel like wearing a highlighter and I just want some kind of sheen or some kind of glow on my cheeks, I'll just take a very fluffy brush, dip in and just do a couple of swipes on top of my blush, and it just gives me a really pretty glow to my cheeks without being like overly sparkly or metallic. So I love this blush. It is pretty pricey because it's M Cosmetics. They're more of an indie brand, but I really enjoy this. I'm glad I have it and I'm gonna keep it. Okay, now speaking of glittery blushes, I have these two blushes from the Hello Kitty and ColourPop collection. I have At Frost Sight and Bundled Up, which I mentioned this in the past, but if you know me personally, you know I love Hello Kitty. I've loved her forever and ever. I bought these because they were Hello Kitty. I didn't buy them because I wanted the blush. Truthfully, that's the truth of the matter, but the packaging on this is so freaking adorable. Like how cute. And it has her face pressed into the pan and it has a little, I think it's so cute. But these blushes, I really don't like them. First of all, they just really don't blend out very well and they're extremely, like they've got glitter particles in them. I don't like how they look on my cheeks and they're very like not pigmented at all. Like I like a buildable blush, but these ones are very hard to build. They don't have a lot of base color to them, just pure sparkle. So I am going to declutter both of these. Okay, and then I have 3 blush palettes that I want to quickly go over. So this is the BH Cosmetics Vanilla Peach Truffle 4-color blush palette. I love this blush palette. If you guys are looking for a blush palette, I highly suggest these. They're extremely affordable and the actual pigment of these is really nice. I also like that you get 2 different kind of undertones. You get a cooler undertone with these 2 pink colors, and then you get a warmer undertone with these 2 peach colors. Like satin matte, they've got some of them have a tiny bit of sheen to them. That was not a good swatch, you guys, I'm sorry. They're not glittery or metallic. They're very nice. I'm definitely going to keep these. And then I have the Alamar Cosmetics Colorete Blush Trio. This is probably one of my favorite blushes that I've got in my collection. The actual formula of this is so incredible. This is actually in the medium tan shade. I got this in a BoxyCharm several years ago. And when I first got it, I was like, ooh, medium tan. Like I'm definitely more of a light medium skin tone, but these work beautifully on my skin. The formula of these is like so buttery. It just melts into your skin. They don't look chalky. They've got more of a, again, luminous type of finish to them, but not at all glittery. Just so pretty. You've got 3 different colors. Sometimes I like to just mix all 3. I highly suggest these. If you're looking for like a glowy type of blush look, these are absolutely gorgeous. So I will be keeping this. Okay, and then I have the Natasha Denona Diamond and Blush palette. This is fairly new to my collection. I did get this, I don't know, maybe a few months ago. I got it on sale at Sephora. This is a blush and highlighter palette and it was on sale, so that was awesome. I think I got it 50% off or something like that. I like this palette. It's very editorial. Like the colors are interesting, they're different, and I really like to use these on my eyes as well. So these 3 are the creams and they actually have this plastic type of thing here, which is nice. It protects them from getting the powders into them, but these are very pretty. Some of these, again, I prefer to use on my eyes because like this is super glittery, but it's such a pretty eye topper. This one is more of like a highlighty color. This is like a luminous type of blush. So pretty, very editorial. I've used this purple on my eyes, so I am going to keep this one. I love this one. Okay, and then I have my cream and liquid blushes. So I have another one of the Fenty Beauty Cream blushes. This one is in the shade Rosé Latte. It looks very dark in the pan, but it actually blends out to be a little more sheer. So even with my lighter skin tone, I can still wear this one and it looks really pretty. This is definitely more of like a unique color that I don't have in my collection. So I am gonna keep this, and actually I am gonna make sure I put this in my summer drawer because I don't think I've used this one in a really long time, so I'm gonna keep it. I'll be honest with you, I'm gonna keep most of these. I really am loving cream and liquid blushes. I think they're just gorgeous, gorgeous. They melt into your skin. So this is the e.l.f. Putty Blush, and I just ordered the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I'm so excited to receive that. Unfortunately, I don't know what shade this is because it doesn't have the shade name on it, but it's like the peachy apricot color. I really, really like this one because it is a cream, but it kind of dries down to a powder matte finish, so it's not like super tacky or super sticky on the cheeks, which I appreciate. I don't love that look, so I am gonna keep this one. But on the other hand, I am going to declutter the Physicians Formula Organic Wear Dewy Blush Elixir. This is pretty, I like it, but for me, it's just a little too dewy for what I like. It definitely leaves it more of a shiny, wet looking cheek, which is not my preference. Again, for me, it's not as flattering. But if you are looking for something like that, I really like this. The formula is nice. It's very blendable and you only need the tiniest bit. So a jar like this is going to last you forever. You'll never need to buy another one. This is in the shade Gorgeous Peach. Very pretty, but I am going to declutter it. Okay, and then I have the Rare Beauty. This is the matte liquid blush, and this is in the shade Bliss. I love this one. These are extremely pigmented. You only need the tiniest bit. But again, it's a liquid blush that ends up giving more of a matte finish on the cheeks versus something that's going to look wet or shiny or anything like that. So it's a really pretty, just pink, universal pink color. They have several colors. They also have a dewy version of this, but I prefer the matte one, so I am going to keep this one. These are the NYX Sweet Cheeks Soft Cheek Tint. These are definitely more of like a moussey texture and they end up drying down to more of a matte. Again, I prefer that. I love these. This is the shade Baby Doll, this pink color, and this is the shade Coralicious, which is more of a coral color. Highly suggest these, love these. If you're looking for that more like moussey cream to like more of a matte finish, these are great. I'm gonna keep them. Then I have a small Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur Mauve Sunrise is the shade. This is an interesting texture. It feels like a cream and it ends up going on and drying down to more of a powder finish. It's a very interesting formula. I never ever reach for this though. I'll be honest with you guys, never. So I am going to pass this one on. Okay, and then I'm down to my last blush. This is from Tower 28. This is their cream blush, and this is in the shade Magic Hour. This is beautiful. This is definitely, again, more of an emollient type of cream blush. It doesn't dry down matte. It does give a sheen, a wet look to the cheeks, but for some reason, I really like this one. It's such a pretty, very creamy, very easy to blend formula. I love the color, this like peachy pink color. It's not necessarily super long wearing, but it is very pretty, so I will be keeping this one. Okay, so that was good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blushes decluttered and 21 blushes kept. So I had 30 total. I got rid of 9. I kept 21. That's about a third. So I'm happy with that. That makes me feel good. Okay, so we're gonna move on to bronzers, and bronzers are probably my most favorite part of my complexion routine. I love bronzer. I can't go without it. I don't predict I'm going to be getting rid of too many. I'm going to warn you. But that's okay, we're gonna go through it anyway. And honestly, I don't have that many, to be honest. So let's just buzz through these real quick because we got a lot of highlighters to go through. Okay, so I'm gonna first start off with I have 3 cream bronzers. I'm gonna keep all of them because because I love them and I use them all the time. So this is the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer in the shade Baked. Guys, this is my favorite cream bronzer that I own. It's the perfect, just like neutrally undertone. It blends out beautiful. I've had this mini forever and I still have a lot of product left. You don't need a lot. I actually bought a big backup. They had it at TJ Maxx, or Marshall's, but I've still got tons of product left in this, so I'm definitely keeping this one. This is a newer purchase for me. This is from Decluttering. This is her cream blush in the shade Light. This is definitely more of a moussey, creamy texture than the Milk bronzer stick. It's very much more of an emollient type of shade. I really prefer to use this with a beauty blender or a sponge versus a brush. Just beautiful. It's definitely more like a warm tone color, but I like that for when I'm a little more tan. It's really, really pretty. I really like it, so I will be keeping this one. And then I have the Fenty, hey guys. I have the Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer in the shade Macchiato. This one is, again, just super pretty. Excuse all the brush hairs in there. It's pretty disgusting. This is kind of somewhere in between in terms of the formula. It's not as matte as the Milk makeup one. It's not as emollient as the Decluttering one, but it's in the middle somewhere. Very pretty, very easy to blend, very nice. I'm gonna keep this one. Okay, and then another one of my absolute favorites. This is a bronzer highlight duo. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Film Star Bronze and Glow Mini Contour. Love this one. I've mentioned it on my channel before. Just really nice. I love the bronzer. I love the highlight, especially when I'm more fair. Both of these are perfect. The highlight is more of a natural highlight. It's not a blinding highlight, which I prefer more of a natural highlight. And the contour color is just perfect. I love it. I'm keeping it, absolutely keeping it. Then I have the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Medium Deep Matte Bronzer. This is a little too deep for me, so I think I am going to declutter it. I like it. I love a matte bronzer. It blends really nicely. It's a good formula. I just don't get use out of it because it is too deep for me, so I am going to pass this one on. Then I have the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer in the shade 03 Suntan. This is one of my favorite matte bronzers that I own. It's just so beautiful, so easy to blend. This is good for me in the summertime when I have a little more color to my skin. So I will be keeping this one, and I'm gonna make sure to get a lot of use out of it this summer. I did a full face of NYX and I picked this bronzer up for that video. This is the matte bronzer, and this is in the shade Light. It's okay. I don't love it. It's definitely more pink toned, and on my face it looks okay. I am going to keep this. I'm probably going to declutter it in the near future. I don't see myself really keeping this long term, but I want to get a little more use out of it because it's okay. It's not terrible, but I'm going to keep it for a little longer. Okay, and then I have the Becca Sunlit Bronzer in Bronzed Bondi. I've had this for years. And I think I bought it online because it is extremely dark. Like, it's way too deep for me. Even when I'm tan, this is too deep for me. It is a really beautiful bronzer. It's more of like a luminous, like the name says, more of a luminous type of finish, but it is so pretty. So I am gonna pass this on and hopefully someone else can get use out of it. Okay, this is a newer purchase for me. This is from Marc Jacobs. This is there's so much hair on my carpet, and so it's getting all over my makeup products. This is the Omega bronzer in Tantric. I really like this bronzer. It's definitely more of a warm tone bronzer, but I've been getting a lot of use out of it recently because I have a little more of a tan. It's, again, a matte bronzer, which I love, and it's got a really big pan size. I did find this at Marshall's for an extremely discounted price. There are a lot of Marc Jacob Beauty products that are like my holy grail products. I would suggest checking on Sephora. They've got a lot of stuff on sale. Going onto Marc Jacobs Beauty's website, they've got a lot more stuff in stock and it's all 50% off. Or check your Marshalls or TJ Maxx because that's where I found this bronzer and I really like it, so I will be keeping it. Okay, then I have a mini Hoola bronzer. I used to have like 4 of these and I decluttered 3 of the other ones and I just have 1 left. I like this bronzer a lot. I think it's really pretty, but part of me kind of just wants to get rid of it. I've got so many bronzers that I reach for and I don't reach for this one. Even though I like it and it's pretty, I think I'm just gonna declutter it. Okay, then I have another classic Tarte Park Avenue Princess bronzer. This is my second one. I went through an entire other one. Bronzers are one thing that I have panned quite a few, like completely used up quite a few bronzers. This is one of them, but this is brand new. I think I've really only used it a handful of times, and it's been a really, really long time. I feel like it's pretty deep for me. I'm gonna give it one more chance, and I'm gonna try to put it in my summer makeup drawer so that I'm forced to use it. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. And then maybe I'll declutter it as we go on. Okay, then I have the Fenty Beauty Powder Bronzer, and this is in the shade Shady Biz. This is a really nice matte bronzer. It's a really good color for me when I have more of a tan. It's nice. Is it the best bronzer in the world? No. For the price especially, no. But since I have it, I want to use it up. I won't repurchase it when it's done, but I do like it. It's nice. Okay, then I have the e.l.f. This is their primer infused bronzer, and this is in the shade Perpetually Tan. This one is a little orange for me. I am trying to get my hands on the one that's just one shade lighter, and I cannot find it anywhere. So I think for the purpose of the shade of it, I am going to declutter it. It's a good bronzer though otherwise, but it's just a little too deep, a little too warm toned for me. Okay, this is another Kylie product that I bought on Ulta's website recently for a very discounted price. This is her bronzer. This is in the shade Toasty. This is a beautiful, just neutral, leaning slightly cooler toned type of shade. So if you have like a light to light medium skin tone and you want something that's like a bronzer and a contour, this is beautiful. It blends out great. It's just the right amount of pigment. It's matte. It's great. I love it. I'm keeping it. Okay, and then we have the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is my #1 favorite bronzer of all time. I've gone through an entire one of these. This is my second one, and I just love it. I think it's the prettiest, perfect color, perfect consistency, perfect finish. It's not super matte and dry, but it's not glittery, it's not shimmery. It's just beautiful, you guys. It's my favorite bronzer of all time, so I'm absolutely gonna keep this. This is in the original just bronzer shade. They do have a few other shades, but the just one that's just called bronzer works best for my skin tone. I'm keeping this one definitely. Okay, and then I have 2 bronzer palettes. The first one I'm gonna show you is the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder Palette. This one is really nice. It's extremely affordable. I think it's $10 or something like that. Bronzers are nice. These 2 are definitely too deep for me, so I really only use these 2. So, I mean, for the price, it's fine. If it was more expensive, I probably wouldn't be happy about it, but it's nice. It's not like my favorite, but I will be keeping this for a bit longer. And then I have the Alamar Cosmetics Brighten and Bronze Complexion Trio. This, like I was saying about the blushes, the formula is super, super buttery, super smooth. It's definitely got more of like a slightly luminous type of finish. It's not very matte. I don't really ever use the brightening powder. I don't know. I don't like to put too much powder under my eyes because it just makes it look more wrinkly and dry. But these 2 bronzers are nice when I have very fair skin. If I have any sort of tan, they don't show up great because I believe this is the fair light, shade. So they truly are for fair light skin because they're not super pigmented. They're very, very buildable, but nevertheless, really pretty. I will be keeping these. Okay, so I am decluttering these 4 down here, and I will be keeping the 13 up top. That's fine. Like I said, I didn't expect to declutter a lot of the bronzers because I just truly love them. I really do. So, but it feels good to at least get rid of the ones that aren't my shade. Okay, yeah, we're quickly gonna go to the highlights, okay? So we got a lot of highlights to do, so let me just get this going. Okay, so these are my highlighters that I've got. So let's go through these and try to get rid of some of these. Okay, so first of all, I've got 4 loose highlighters, and I'm telling you right now I'm gonna get rid of all of them because I never, ever, ever use a loose highlighter. I just don't. They're all very nice though. This is from Wet n Wild. This is the I'm So Lit loose highlighter. This is an absolutely beautiful, just like goldeny, sheeny type of highlighter. It's extremely blinding. You only need like the tiniest bit from the cap, usually is what I used to do, and I would just use what was in the cap. Look at that. It's crazy. And there is so much product in here. You will never, ever have to repurchase it if this is something you like. These are great. But I am going to declutter it because I don't ever use a loose highlighter. And then I have these two from Artist Couture, and they are both from BoxyCharm. I have this like super light one called Cocoa Bling, and I have this deeper one called Summer Haze. Really pretty, but never going to use them, so I'm going to pass them on. And then this one is from Lauralee Los Angeles. I actually got this as a free gift with purchase from her website, or from her Nudie Patootie clothing website. I can't remember, but this is Warm and Toasty. Really pretty if you have a deeper skin tone. This is definitely gonna be too dark on me. And also, again, it's a loose highlight. So I just don't do this. And I've never even opened it. It's brand new. Someone else can use this brand new. Okay, this is probably one of my most favorite highlighters that I have in my collection. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlight. Just absolutely gorgeous. The color is perfect for my skin tone. The formula is not glittery. It's just so perfect. Look, oh my gosh. I need to pull this one out of my collection and wear it more. It is limited edition, so I don't think it's available anymore, but it is gorgeous. So I am definitely keeping this one. I really haven't been wearing highlighter a lot lately. It's something that I used to not be able to skip in my routine. But nowadays, like, I haven't been wearing it as much. I'll either like just not powder my cheeks and it automatically gives like a wet look, or I'll try to use like a blush topper that has a little bit of sheen to it, and that gives me more of like a subtle type of sheen. I don't know, what about you guys? Are you guys using highlighters as much as you used to, more than you used to, not as much? Let me know, I'd love to hear. So then I have this ColourPop Horse and Carriage highlight. People were raving about this when it came out. I actually think for me, it's too light of a color. It's just almost like an icy white highlight, which for me is too much. It's just too much for me. If you have like a super fair skin tone, you would probably like this, but on me, it's just a little too icy, so I am gonna pass this one on. I have this one from e.l.f. This is the 24 karat gold highlighter. I love this highlighter. It gives more of a subtle type of sheen to the skin. It's not super like bam in your face highlight. I like this color for when I have a little more of a tan. It's just a pretty slightly golden. Yeah, that's so pretty. It almost reminds me of the Amrezy highlighter. I am gonna keep this one. I definitely suggest this if you're looking for more of like a muted highlight. Okay, this one, I have not even used this one yet, or very rarely. This is from Dose of Colors. This is the Fuego Highlight Desi x Katie collab. I have to pull this one out of my collection. I just feel like I need to have more of a tan to use this because it is a little deeper. Oh, it's pretty though. Yeah, that's pretty. So I will keep this. I'm gonna put this in my summer drawer, try to get some use out of it. Okay, this is from e.l.f. This is their Siren's Call highlighting duo. I don't love this one. I did get it as like a free gift with purchase. I just don't wear something that's like colorful like this. And then the white one is a little too icy for me, for my skin tone. They're fun if you like a colorful highlight, but I just don't reach for this, so I will pass this one on. Okay, this is, actually I'll do these two because these are my like cream and liquid highlighters. This is a ColourPop Super Shock highlight. If you guys have used this before, it's more of like a cream bouncy texture that you really is best applied with your fingers. This is probably one of my most used, most reached for highlighters in my collection. This is the On the Cusp. This was a collaboration with Kathleen, why can't I talk today? Kathleen Lights and ColourPop. It was limited edition, so unfortunately it is not available anymore, but it's more of like a rose gold color and it just melts into the skin so nicely. I love this formula, both for their highlighters and for their eye Super Shock shadows. So I will be keeping this one. So now I've got this Ilia Liquid Light Serum Highlighter in the shade Nova. I really like this one. It's the only like really liquid highlighter that I have in my collection. It's definitely like it says a serum type of texture, just very, very liquidy, very light, not chunky, really pretty. I like this one when I have more of a tan to myself. So I'm gonna keep this one. This is my newest highlight to my collection. This is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Champagne Pop. This is a classic. I had never owned it before though. I have owned Opal by Becca years ago. I really liked this. This is just a beautiful champagne makes your skin look wet. It's not glittery. It's just beautiful. And of course, if you didn't know, Becca is going out of business. So I wanted to grab this while I could. So I'm going to keep this one. Okay, this is the High Glass Illuminating Powder from NYX. This is in the shade Moon Glow. This is an interesting cream to powder finish. It's definitely like a creamy, yeah, look at that. It's almost like a Super Shock Shadow from ColourPop type of feeling. I like this one. I don't love it. I am going to hold on to it a little bit longer. I probably will end up decluttering this eventually, but I want to get some more use out of it, so I will keep this one for now. Okay, this is probably one of my oldest highlighters in my collection. The whole packaging is completely broken. That's how much I've used this. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade Precious Petals. This is just an absolutely gorgeous, I have pan in it. That's how much I've used it. Gorgeous rose gold highlighter from the drugstore, under $5. You cannot beat it. It's just beautiful. Highly, highly suggest these highlighters, particularly Precious Petals, so we will be keeping this. Okay, this is the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. This I've only used once, and people like rave about how amazing it is. I didn't really love it when I used it, to be honest, but I haven't really given it enough of a try. So I will put this in my summer drawer just so it's right front and center in front of my face, so I have to use it. So I will keep this one for now and see how I feel about it. Then I have another one of my most favorite highlighters in my collection that I really haven't used very much recently, but again, maybe I'll put this in my summer drawer. This is the Maybelline Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter. This is in the shade 100 Molten Gold. Just gorgeous, you guys. Just gorgeous, especially when I have a tan. It's just a very, again, wet looking, not glittery, very beautiful, very blinding highlight. If you're looking for like a blinding highlight at the drugstore, I think these are just really, really nice. Definitely not a subtle highlighter. If that's what you're looking for, this is not going to be for you, but for those times I do want something a little more blinding, I like this one, so I will keep this one. This is probably my most used like blinding highlight in my collection. This is the Lorac Light Source Mega Beam Highlighter in Gilded Lily. Just a really pretty, again, more rose gold type of shade. Very blinding, very smooth, just really pretty. It's so pretty, actually. I really like this one, so I will keep this one. Then I have the Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb in How Many Carats. This was her original, very first highlighter that she came out with. It's so unique. It's just pure glitter, just pure sparkle glitter. There's no base to it, which is cool because any skin tone can use this. But I'll be honest with you guys, I really don't use this very often, and it's a very rare occasion where I want a highlighter like this. That's just pure glitter. I just really don't use it all that much. So I am going to declutter this. I can't believe I'm going to do that, but I think I am going to declutter it. I just don't really have much use for it. So yeah, so I think I'm going to declutter it. Then I have, this is really dirty. Oh my gosh. This is extremely old. This is the Urban Decay and Kristen Leanne highlighting palette. These are some of my favorite ones. I've said that about a million things, right? I love these highlighters. They're so beautiful. I like to mix all three together. Just really pretty. Again, not glittery. Just a very wet looking highlight. Very nice. Out of all the things she came out in her collaboration, this is my favorite. So I will keep this. And this is the ColourPop I Like Your Face palette. So this is a 6-pan highlighter palette, and Kathleen Lights talked about this when it came out. Came out a long time ago. And she raved about this one highlight. This is the Bigger and Better highlight. And I know you probably can't see, but mine has a huge dip in it because that's the only highlight I use in all of these shades. I don't like any of the rest of them. I love this one, but I don't need it anymore. I've just now kept a million highlighters, and I don't need to keep this palette just for that one shade. I think maybe somebody else would like this and use all of the shades or more of the shades. So I am going to declutter this one. Okay, so I have 8 being decluttered and 13 being kept. Okay, not so bad, not so bad. I don't hate it. Oh wait, this one was in my bronzer one, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 being kept, and 8 being decluttered. Okay, so again, a third, little more than a third of my products. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Okay, you guys. So that's it for this video. I was going to do the single shadows and the liquid shadows, but I'm going to leave that for another video because this is already way too long. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you aren't already subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I upload videos weekly. And also give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.